Yes, Brianetic Sports, my name is Brian. It is another day, another story coming your way from Brianetic Sports. And I really want to thank everyone that has been part of us from the word go from our first video to all the videos that have managed to post here. And of course, like I have to remind you always, you don't just need to watch, you need to just subscribe as well. We need to grow as well. In the next 1 or 2 months, let us click 1,000 subscribers for us to really have at least a community that is big enough for us to enjoy. Today we have a lot coming in from the local scene, and one that I decided to pick on today to talk to you about is a lot of people have been asking their questions. What is the progress? What is the progress here and there? Especially with infrastructure development, what is the progress with the stadium, what is the progress here and there. All I can say is that there is not a lot that is happening, especially for example, for the Nakivubo Stadium. The government is getting too silent on us. We are not getting a lot of information coming in from there, but already, like I told you, the contracts were signed, so we're just waiting for it to be kick-starting. On the other side, the other stadium, that is the Hoima Stadium, already works are underway, so there is no room for us to, of course, to criticize the works, because we have to give them time to see what they are doing. But the biggest, of course, is Namboole Mandela National Stadium, our main stadium. It is being active, and I'm very happy to say that that is all what I wanted to see it very active, because if I think I said in one of the programs that if we get too used to doing this and that, hosting tournaments here and there, it will give us the experience, it will give us the kind of knowledge of how to deal with situations, especially as we're preparing for the African Cup of Nations 2027. That I think will be one of the biggest ever, tournament that we've hosted in our country here. So this weekend as well, we all know that rugby is on. It's on at the both pitches, because the indoor the one that is in the main pitch, or you can call it the main pitch, it's always acting as a training ground. But the outside pitch is where, of course, a lot of the matches are going to be taking place. And then the Wankuruku Stadium is also being used as the second stadium. So it is very good to see that these pitches can be transformed. The tartan track is also taking shape. If you've watched photos of the other teams that are training in that stadium, the rugby teams that are training in that stadium, you've seen the tartan track being, worked on. It looks like it's also going to be taking shape. So it's all looking like everything is on course. Like I told you, it might take them something like 3 or 4 months to complete that tartan track. When I talk about the tartan track, I'm talking about where the athletes run from. They are going to be working on it very fast. It's already underway, and it's all looking good. The other thing that I really wanted to tell you about, a lot of people were asking me, a lot of people inboxed me, a lot of people looked for me, and they were asking, are you really sure that Mandela National Stadium is going to be hosting any event this year, especially which is not sports related? I told them, yes, it's going to be hosting, and I can confirm that on the 31st of December, it is going to be the Passover Festival that usually is there. Of course, it's an overnight prayer. It begins from the morning of 31st to the first. So it's going to be on, and it has already been confirmed. How do I know this? I should say I'm part of the team that really does production in one of the few things in there. So I can confirm we've already done, of course, the site work and all the stuff, and the plans are underway. So for anyone that has been thinking that it's a lie, it is going to be hosting prayers this year. So if you're out there and you're not a fan of the other activities, I can say do not be envious, especially when people do such activities in that stadium. It's not their mandate to maintain the stadium. The mandate is on the people that are operating the stadium. They need to work on this stadium to see that it can be multi-purpose. That is the only way it can generate a lot of money. I think we've seen stadiums around East Africa having the same issues. Nyayo Stadium is one of the stadiums that has been used for so many occasions, government occasions, football, running, and all that stuff. And because it is not in culture, especially for Africans, to maintain staff on a regular basis, even if there is no sign of eroding or any sign of diminishing in quality of the product. We really do not have that culture of maintaining the product. So we usually want to see something getting spoiled and then we start working on it. I think we need to change our mindset. I think people in Namboole have already changed that mindset. I thought these guys that are working on the turf itself were going to be here for a few months and then they go away. But it looks like this company is going to be managing the turf because we really need to have a very good surface to play football. So it is a way of generating money. I can tell you the monies that are involved, especially in hosting such prayer meetings, is too much. What I can tell you before I go, I cannot go into all the details, but I can tell you that the money is already paid and it's now Namboole to really, it was paid so many years back, so Namboole have to really meet the obligation because it's a contract that was signed, a contract that has a lot, especially if Namboole decide to cancel the contract, they have a lot to lose. It is so many millions of money. So I can tell you this, that they need that money. They've used it for so many things. It has helped them maintain the stadium till the state where it is now, right now. So they cannot just say stop to it. And let me tell you something. We've seen a lot of stadiums in the world. The Villa Park itself, a few months, like 1 month back, not even 1 month, I think a few weeks back, they hosted an event, a musical event in there, and people were standing on the pitch itself, but it was covered very well. It was worked on very well. We've seen the Wembley Stadium do so. So I think it's about time that Uganda needs to, about time that Uganda adopts all these things that are really so important for us to at least generate money, but also maintain our infrastructure. Then the other question was, why is Nakivubo not going to be hosting CAF Confederation and CAF Champions League games? That was an issue that was addressed earlier, I think a few months back, by Mr. Ingia Moses Magogo. He came out and talked about how they did not really get the consultation from the people that, the proprietor that constructed Nakivubo Stadium. I'm talking about Hamis Chigundu. They did not give them, they did not consult them, especially when they are constructing this stadium, because this needs technical bits about how CAF does their things, and there's only person that represents CAF in Uganda here, or FIFA in Uganda here. It is supposed to be FIFA. So FUFA, if you don't consult FUFA, then whatever you're doing might go way out. And the people that did the supervision, especially from CAF, they came and saw it as not standard enough for it to really host those games. I think something to do with the turf itself. Usually, a lot of people will say St. Mary's Chitende was passed, and St. Mary's Chitende is also an artificial turf, but there are different types of turfs. In fact, even if you go to these turfs that you have in your areas where people play football, they do the training. Those ones in cages that are really distributed around Kampala and all the other towns of Uganda. Those small turfs are not the quality of turf that is needed to play football. So there is a specific quality that is worked on, and it is really needed. So they did not meet those requirements. The parking system and all the security measures. There are a lot of things that did not go as per to the requirements of CAF. So that is why it was not chosen, and there's big work for them to really rectify those issues, and then for it to submit, and that will be maybe for the next part, or it can be the half bit of the tournament, because usually they devise these tournaments in 2 years. If it's a whole year and it's a whole season, they might go and do a re-inspection, but I don't think that they can do it in between the season out there. Usually the fixtures are done, and all the teams need to know where they're going to be hosting their games, and Nakivubo was not part of that. The only bit about it for the local games, it can pass because already URA as well as Express FC have confirmed that they are going to be hosting their games there. And think Express FC, it has been over 30 years where they've been hosting at Wankurukuku, but now they're going to be shifting their home games all the way to Nakivubo Stadium, which is very good for the local game because we are going to be having activity, especially in the stadium, and it will really bring the fans all together and also bring them back to football because it's in close proximity to the transport systems, the business area, and it's easy for people to come and enjoy the game. So that is what I can say. But all in all, everything is progressing very well. I'm very happy. I'm very excited. But we need to really learn to maintain. I think that is the key. For the past 3 or 4 shows, I've been talking about maintenance, and that is what the people that are managing all these facilities need to learn. So thank you so much for being part of the Sports Arena. And of course, the Sports Arena is the show that I do on Dream TV as well as BTV, but this is the Brinetic Sports as well. So will bear with me a little bit. Sometimes I get into stuck into that game, but thank you so much for being part of Brinetic Sports. We hope that you're going to be subscribing to this page, as well as share this page with someone else for them to enjoy, as well as contribute through the comment section, and also liking the page. Thank you so much for being part of us. My name is Brian. Take care of yourself. Have yourself a good day. Bye bye.